Geek Gourmet!
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, it's me, the Lou D-O-double-G.
And me, Real Slim Katie 25. And you
And
are watching
Geek Gourmet.
Geek Gourmet.
Geek Gourmet.
Geek Gourmet.
Ooh, baby. Ooh, baby. Oh, baby. Oh, baby.
Is it just you? But this week has gone so fast and so slow at the same time.
Yeah, I would argue that. Yes, I would agree with that statement.
I don't know. Maybe I feel like that every week, though.
Do you feel like that every week?
I don't know. I feel like every week I'm either like, oh my god, this week is so slow, or I'm like, this week is really fast. But this week I'm like, what the fuck is happening right now?
Yeah, there's so much going on, and it's like graduation season too. So like, Miss Gloria graduated from college, and so a lot of family festivities. My voice sounds a little funky because I did in fact go out to a club last night.
What club?
And I guess everybody knows where I live. I went to Barbarella's.
Okay,
and actually
yeah.
just
That's
multiple
so fun.
locations in Texas, so there's not just the one or the two,
Yeah.
I
keep forgetting the name. Cielo. That's the only club I've ever been to.
So I'm gonna preface this quick little story about me, but I don't
Please.
drink. I don't
Mhm.
drink or anything.
Me neither.
I live a completely sober life, and that's I hate, like, whenever I say it, I always feel like I'm being like condescending, but like I'm
No,
not.
it's
I promise. I'm just saying that so that you know how going to clubs and bars does absolutely nothing for me. Like, I quite frankly despise it with every fiber of my being. But yesterday I went with Miss Gloria for her graduation celebrations and stuff, and I gotta say, it was fun because the music was pretty decent, actually. Like,
It's
I
good
actually had fun
vibes.
with the music, and seeing Miss Gloria so happy to be out with her friends and dancing and stuff was very nice to see and experience and stuff. And yeah,
I'm not.
So.
I was similar experience of I turned 21 during COVID, so I have not been to a lot of bars. I've been to 4 bars, and 2 of them were with you, Crowbar, and
Oh yeah,
that one place that one time after we saw Matilda.
Was I there? Oh, that was
Yeah.
Barton
The Barton Saloon
Barton
or
Creek
something like
Saloon
that.
or something like that.
So,
yeah,
I just
yeah.
haven't been to a lot of bars, so I'm just like, eh. It's
Yeah,
also
no,
just if you're gonna drink, I feel like you need to be drinking Kirkland's Signature. You're paying so much money per ounce at bars. It's crazy.
Dude, no, it is wild. And okay, we're going off on a little tangent here, but I
No,
do want to
please.
say this because it's in the So last night we went to the bar, right? And granted, Gloria had
Mhm.
already been drinking at her family's gathering and stuff,
Right.
so she was already had a nice little buzz. But we get there and she wanted to try this drink, and I was like, of course I'm gonna buy her, whatever she wants. And
Right.
I, as much as I don't sleep, a lot of that is dedicated to working on the channel or whatever.
Mhm.
So, but I was up pretty late at this bar, and we got there at midnight, and I was like, well, I need to get a Red Bull, right? I need to get some caffeine in me.
Okay.
So I got a sugar-free Red Bull, which is pretty much exclusively the kind that I drink if I do. And so it was one Red Bull and this drink that had tequila in it and a syrup or something. It was a very whatever drink. I shit you not. The drink was this big, and if you're listening to this, this is maybe 4 inches, right? The cup is that size, and it's basically this size, so maybe a diameter, or a diameter of 3 inches, right? Not very big drink.
I'm not even making any jokes about inches, by the way. I'm just letting
Yeah.
you tell the story. That's my only interjection.
Yeah, thank you for that. And so the Red Bull, the sugar-free Red Bull, which is the 8 fluid ounce one, and that little ass drink costs $20 fucking dollars. 20. And of course I'm not taking that out of Miss Gloria. I don't care, but it's
Right.
the bar. That's a crook move. The bars are they're
fucked.
crooks. It's so fucked, and
I went to a
they're
restaurant
taking
yesterday.
advantage of college students. Is kind of my point of that. But anyway, sorry, continue.
No, I was gonna say literally I went to a restaurant yesterday and I was like, oh, how much is it for a soda water? And they're like $3.50. And I'm like, it's just carbonated tap water. What are you talking about? It's the same spout that you pour the normal water from. I was like, but I do feel bad because especially in Austin, it's such a college town. They're just kind of stealing from kids.
Yeah, and I mean, there's like 2 or 3 decently sized colleges here, so it's like, man, and I mean, and that particular club is also like a college
Right. It's
college
like
club
very
and
young,
that sort of
people
thing, and
friendly.
yeah, there's a lot of young people, and so anyway, I mean, someone who's out of college and um I do pretty well for myself in the better than a college student in the money department. Even I was like, oh my god, that's insane. That's literally fucking insane. I can't like people who go out constantly and buy drinks exclusively at bars. I'm like, that's money. You know how like before people were like, I have AirPods, I'm fucking rich. No, as an adult now, I'm like, if you go to bars every fucking weekend and you're drinking every fucking weekend and you can afford that lifestyle, you're rich. You have money.
No,
you are
I
comfortable.
know. It's like as a kid, I was like, oh, the rich people are the people with like all these like fancy cars, like people with Teslas. I'm like,
Electronics, yeah.
like, oh my gosh, like you have an iPhone and an iPad at the same time. No, it's these people that go out to eat every single day and they have drinks with their meals and they're ordering appetizers and desserts every day. I'm like, you're fucking crazy rich.
It's insane.
You're loaded.
It is absolutely insane. And then the people who are like, oh yeah, I'll buy you drinks. You want a drink? I'm gonna go get up. And I'm like, do you own a bank? Like,
where's
you
your money,
embezzling money? Where are you getting this from?
So Andrew and I went on our first date in like 2 months, and we actually went to this store that has a slime bar in it, so you could make slime, and it was amazing. But after the date, I was like, oh, I saved some TikToks of like restaurants to try, because normally we have like Raising Cane's or whatever. We're definitely eating that tonight. But
oh my god, I hate Cane's. Sorry, continue.
I know you do, and that's like the worst thing about you.
I hate it, dude.
I can't even listen when you say that.
It's fucking disgusting. Sorry, continue. Go ahead. I can't with you.
I saved TikToks of like local places, and they're like 5 best burgers in the city, and they're like, this one's a really affordable burger joint, and I was like, oh hey, there's a location of this chain really close to us, like it's local. There's like 5 in the city, so I was like, great, we'll go here. They said it was a cheap, affordable burger joint. It was $35 for a burger, fries, and a shake. I shit you not.
That's ridiculous. I was like, this is
the last time I ever trusted TikTok.
Dude,
and TikTok is where I get so much information.
Here's the thing, dude. For all the things that you just said, if you went to Sandy's, shout out to fucking Sandy's in Austin, Texas, dude.
Yeah.
If you go to Sandy's, dude, all of that is like maybe $15.
Sandy's, literally, if we could choose our first sponsor, it would be Sandy's. This friendship is built on Sandy's.
Sandy's is, I mean, quite frankly, it's my favorite burger joint, period.
Yeah.
And you know, if you know me, you know that I'm the burger boy. Burgers are my...
Wait, do you like burgers?
That's my bread and butter, yeah, man.
You should make a YouTube channel and make the logo.
Weird, right? Yeah. So, anyway, Sandy's is great, and we used to go pretty frequently. But this is not a Sandy's
food podcast.
As much as we would love it to be. This is, in fact, a geek news podcast where we talk about things and
we should
discuss the latest things and stuff like that.
What's going on in the world, Louis? Tell me something exciting.
Something exciting that okay, so I wouldn't say this is exciting. I actually quite love the discourse around these things, but was it like 2-3 days ago? They announced the new Lord of the Rings Hunt for Gollum movie.
Oh my god, you're so excited about it, aren't you?
No, I'm not, as a matter of fact, because I love the Lord of the Rings with all my heart and soul, right? I love the books. I love, I think Tolkien had his problems as an individual, I'm pretty sure, but I love the books. I love the movies, dude. Fellowship of the Ring, dude. Every fucking time, when at the end of the movie, when Frodo's on the little boat, and Frodo's like, "Dog, where you going?" I'm like, you can't leave without me. Like, I love you, and I'm over here fucking crying,
sobbing.
Oh my god! Concerning Hobbits is my favorite song of all time, dude. Oh my god, it's so good. And I actually do love the Hobbit book. The Hobbit book is great. If you're listening and you're like, I want to know more about this world, but reading the trilogy is a lot, because it is. Like,
it is.
I shit you not, reading the Fellowship of the Ring, like, he can go on for pages describing a tree. Like, it's a lot. It's really great. It's dense, but it's a lot.
The Hobbit is Geek Gourmet approved.
Yeah, The Hobbit is great because it's a small book. and it introduces you to the world in a way that is super like appetizing, right? Like it's nice little bites. You get the thing before the meal, it's great. Anyways, what I'm want to talk about with this is the fact that like, why do we need sequel like unoriginal, like original sequels? Like, what are we doing here?
I was reading this article the other day, or rather, I was reading the title of the article, and I'm so fucking over these companies gatekeeping news. They're like, pay per month. Fuck you. It's news. Like, why are you trying to? It's crazy. Anyways, so I read the title of this article about how it's no longer, we're not like really in the golden age of television. We're like in the golden age of IP. And we're in this like franchise revival where everything is coming from something else. And like the original content is so sparse because it's like, feels like every movie, every TV show, every video game we're getting is from another TV show, another movie, another video game, another book.
Yeah.
It's just like, it's exhausting, and it's made some really great things lately, especially Fallout, which I'm sure we'll talk more about in a little bit.
Yeah, for sure.
But it's made some great things. But it's also the like question, and maybe I'll get flack for this, but it's like, how many Rise of the Planet of the Kingdom of the World of the Universe of the Apes do we need to see? Like, I get it. I don't care. I'm sure somebody does, but
yeah, no,
it's
and
just
like
mind sucking.
My favorite thing about this is that like, okay, as much as like we're kind of shitting on it, right? Andy Serkis is great as Gollum, so that's gonna be fun. I'm interested to see because Peter Jackson is still attached to it. I'm interested to see what that script looks like and what
is he producing? Do you know?
I believe he's producing and writing it, but I'm interested because Andy Serkis directed Venom 2. Let there be carnage, right? And like, okay, I mean that movie's. I mean, I feel like we've talked about it before, but
did we see that together?
Katie, in fact, did fall asleep watching that film. And so like, I don't know if it was Andy's. I mean, because like, come on, the Sony Spider-Verse villain Spider-Verse thing is fucking weird. So like, whatever. But I'm excited because I do like Andy Serkis, but also the other end of it is like, okay, like we were talking about, do we need this? Do we want this? The answer is no to both, but we're getting it. So I'm speculating, and I've actually talked about this with other people, is that this is gonna be a film about Aragorn looking for Gollum before the Fellowship of the Ring, to try and figure out what is going on, and at some point, obviously he lets him go, or something happens, right? Because Aragorn's like, if you remember the Fellowship of the Ring, he's like, yeah, he was like around and like this happened. Like he asked information about it. So anyway, with that, I'm interested in who would play Aragorn. I mean, it obviously can't be Viggo.
Why
right?
not?
I mean, it could be. I suppose,
he's still
but like
kind of hot, right? Like,
I mean, well, the thing about that is that like, if they do Viggo, obviously he would need to be aged down for it to become believable, right?
mm-hmm.
And my question is like, okay, it's not like in Challengers where like the makeup they did on what's his face like looked really fucking good.
It looked so good. Mike Feist looked 18 for sure. Yeah.
Nick Feist, right? Nick Feist.
Mike
Feist.
Nick, the last podcast too. Mike Feist.
Mike Feist.
And Josh O'Connor.
Josh O'Connor. Yeah. I mean, Mike Feist looked like an 18-year-old dude. I was like, oh my god. Yeah. And it was also partially no makeup in the hair, right? Like, I mean, that works.
Totally,
for
hair
sure.
helped too.
So like, anyways, I just don't know how they would do it without it looking cheesy. Because like, we look at like the Mandalorian, and we look at like a lot of these other things that like age down Luke Skywalker and Anakin Skywalker, right. and then it looks a little cheeseball, So
well, did you see attached to this? Okay.
Yeah.
That there's already a fan-made edit movie.
Yes.
Like a fan-made movie on YouTube called The Hunt for Gollum. And the Lord of the Rings franchise, or whoever is like, I guess whoever is the like shareholders in that,
sure.
have allowed this movie to stay up on YouTube, even though technically now
they
infringing.
Took it down.
No, it's staying up.
Oh, I thought I saw an article that it was getting taken down. Did they change their mind?
Okay, let me fact check.
Yeah, because I'm pretty sure I saw an article about it, like like through IGN or
Yeah, okay,
comicbook.com?
so it was taken down and now it's put back up because Warner Brothers was absolutely shit on because they're like, this movie's been up forever. Why are you taking down this fan-made creation? So
Yeah,
Warner Brothers
exactly.
put it back up like 2 days ago.
Oh, good.
Which is awesome. Honestly, I think that's really wonderful because technically I understand why it would like infringe upon patents and new copyrights and stuff for the movie, but I mean, eventually they'll probably have to reach out to the creator and be like, "Can you change the name or something?"
Yeah,
But
yeah.
also, it's going to get
Mhm.
drowned out in YouTube searches soon enough for Hunt for Gollum 2025, Hunt
Or
for
like
Gollum,
Hunt
Andy
for
Serkis new,
Gollum,
whatever. You know,
like I don't know, like trailer or some
Hunt
shit.
for Gollum, Guzzling Cum, like
Right, exactly.
2025
Yep.
HD.
Yep, 4K. Yep.
Yeah.
Well, so I'm just excited like what they're gonna do about if they do end up doing the Aragorn looking for Gollum thing. Like,
Right.
who's gonna play Vigo? Not in my brain, he's always Vigo, right? But who's gonna play Aragorn? Is it gonna be Vigo? Are they gonna do some weird CGI shit with it? Like,
Also, with Andy Serkis
so
directing, do you know if he's playing Gollum?
yes, he is playing
Great.
Gollum. 100%. Yeah.
He's so
So
cool.
that's why I was saying like that's gonna be cool because I mean I love in the Hobbit when Bilbo and Gollum have their whole riddle situation and it's fun and watching it in the movie is one of the best parts of the whole film really. But
you know what? Maybe that's
yeah.
what we should do when I come visit you. Maybe we should just like honestly go nuts.
Bitch,
And
do you want to
watch
watch all the Lord of the Rings movies, dude?
Yes, I do.
Always.
Because that's what I did for my 10th birthday. Is I watched the whole trilogy in order, and then I got a stuffed animal to commemorate it.
Good. I mean, those
Yeah.
movies are great. Extended edition or just the normal ones?
Extended edition, duh. Plus bonus features.
Fantastic.
Duh.
Fantastic. Love the idea.
Also, shout out to my backdrop that just crinkles in the background.
I didn't even hear it.
Yeah, I think it was my cat. I think she ran behind it and brought it down.
Oh, goody. Well,
Yeah, I'm just gonna tilt this way.
that's fine. That's fine.
Shout out. My cat is a paid actor for this video.
Obviously.
Yeah, obviously.
Well,
Obviously.
Well,
Can you do a Snape impression?
Oh my god. No.
Obviously.
No. Obviously. No, I just don't have that. Like, I don't have the swag that
I know
that he has. So
I had
absolutely
such a crush on Alan Rickman in Harry Potter when I was like 8. I don't know what that says about me. Yeah.
I'm not surprised, but I'm also like like
yeah.
It's just so silly. I mean, he's good.
I don't know what it is. It's not like I find him attractive. I think it's the like confidence and
Snape is very confident, and you could even argue that he has a fake sort of confidence. There's no Harry Potter.
No.
There's no Harry
I think
Potter
this
in
is
the
good.
news today.
I agree because I don't know. I think there's something elusive about him because you can tell there's more in his past. I think that's what it is. The mystery. I'm like, oh, you're mysterious. You're troubled. Do you need help?
That's true. I mean, that's why a lot of like anime watchers love like those mysterious characters, like L from Death Note. They go cuckoo for that guy, or like Levi from Attack on Titan. Like those mysterious Sasuke is another one. Anyway, in the news, in the geek news, something else that is quite exciting. So Fallout, the TV show, came out. All right,
Yeah.
and I loved it. I liked the end of it.
Have you finished it? I'm halfway through it right now.
Yes.
I literally was peeing my pants when watching this show because obviously, if you haven't been watching stream, or I guess rather listening to stream and stuff like that, I started playing Fallout 4 and it was so funny because I think it was like the 3rd or the 4th episode where I was like, oh my gosh, Andrew, it's a Pip-Boy. Oh my gosh, Andrew, it's the robot. Andrew, look! I know
with
this!
the power suit?
Yes.
Yeah,
Andrew, I know this!
So like, as a direct result of the popularity of the show, people have all downloaded Fallout 4, and Katie is no exception to downloading the Fallout 4. So that's
a great
cool.
game!
Yeah, so did you start with the game and then start watching the show, or like what was the order there?
Andrew wanted to watch the show, and we watched the first episode, and then I said, wait, I want to play the game now. And so I started playing the game, and now we've been slowly starting to watch the show when I realized it. But my TikTok just keeps like showing me. I mean, obviously, like I've gotten spoilers for the show from the video game and a little bit vice versa. And my TikTok knows that I'm watching and playing Fallout too, because they keep showing me videos of like the extensive vault lore, which is so interesting. And I kind of wish that I had waited to play the games a little bit so that I could have seen what is presumably, and loose spoilers, I suppose, for Fallout, if you're concerned about that, or if you know nothing about Fallout like I did. But like I assume somebody who's halfway through the series that at some point in this season or the next season that our main character is going to realize that the vaults were kind of a setup. And I kind of wish I had waited to play the game so I could have seen that moment on TV, because I think that would have been a really great moment as like a first time viewer. I would have been like, fuck. I would have been like, are you shitting me? I would have had no idea.
I will say this. The show and the show's a completely original story, so some of the spoilers you think you've seen in the game might not be true for the show.
Okay.
However, I don't know, I'd argue that the potential setup aspect of it might not even be the biggest surprise.
Okay, that's exciting, because
there's a lot of that's the great thing about it, is that there's a lot of surprises in it that you might have been expecting it, but I mean there are others that were. I mean,
right.
when you talk about the vaults were set up, there's so many layers to it that like.
Right, that we don't even have time. We could do a full episode on this.
There's so many twists and turns that I think you're still going to be satisfied watching it and being good. Like, oh, that was an amazing like twist or whatever.
Because literally before last month, I played a little bit of Fallout Shelter, but like that has no real story component to it. It's just kind of like you're setting up the vaults and stuff like that. But also having our mutual friend Jakob, play through the Fallout playlist, which is honestly kind of akin to a lot of the music I like to listen to normally too, and like some of like my like old music playlists. So I'm like, oh my gosh, these playlists are so good.
I will say this is what's really cool about the Fallout TV show. It's so funny because the TV show isn't even the part of the news that we were going to bring up. The part of the news is that because of the popularity of the TV show, Fallout 4 has had an update after so many years of being out. And the update is just like graphic updates, just little issues for like new consoles and new things. But anyway, as a sound designer, I know my library of music in my brain is extensive. And so it's been very fun for me to watch the Fallout TV show and be like, oh, that's a 50s song, or that's, that's from this year, that's from this person, and like, and then it's fun
a good
because
soundtrack. I want to hear more about your thoughts on it.
I think that like one of my dream jobs when I grow up is to be the guy that chooses the songs for like movies and TV shows. Like I feel like that's just something that I want to do once and be like, that was a dream. Now move on to my real dream kind of thing, but like there was so many times watching that show where I was like, that's just perfect. That's just the perfect song for this moment. Right. There were a few where I was like, I wouldn't have put that song there, but not everyone's a winner, you know what I mean?
Right.
But like I say that as if like I'm the best music picker in the world.
Everybody has valid opinions, especially literally with a career in sound.
Yeah. And like, I with that in mind, I really really enjoy the music choices in the show. I think that they're really really good.
It would be a really fun job for you to have at one point, like not forever, but like for a couple years. You should be the guy works at Spotify that makes all the personalized playlists. I'm sure it's some kind of algorithm, and I'm sure it's mostly automated. But like, wouldn't that be such a fun job? I think you'd have a blast doing that.
That would be a pretty fun job, and like also, in a way, that is kind of what like a movie soundtrack is, or like a TV show, like in a way, you know what I mean? Because you're like, you're personalizing. Totally. I mean, because that's what it means to be a designer, period, right? But like in the world of sound design and audio, it's like you're always gonna have your touch in it, like as an individual, being like, oh, I like this song more than this song in that way, right? But like the exciting part of it is getting to be like you're choosing what serves the show the
story.
best, the story the best, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so if Lady Gaga serves the show the best, then you should probably choose Lady Gaga, even if
Yeah.
you're not the biggest fan, you know. But it's still very fun to be like you're choosing for something else, and then inevitably, I think you're a prime example of this. Inevitably, somebody will sit and listen to the soundtrack because they're like, "Oh, I love Lady Gaga." So in a
Right.
way, you are personalizing a
A
playlist
playlist
for
for somebody
for
else.
somebody, you
Totally.
know. Yeah, especially if you're a composer too. But like, I'm not. You know,
Yeah.
I'm a produce. I don't even like saying that I'm a producer. I have produced music for shows, but I'm a very light producer. Very light producer. Not a composer.
Diet producer.
Yeah. Anyway,
we're doing a sound design unit in class. I'm not to like prolong this like off topic conversation, but we're doing a
No,
sound
that's fine.
design unit. It's like our final thing before the end of the school year. And one of my students is like super adorable and very into it. And she's like, Mark, do you think is it okay if maybe I add sounds that aren't necessarily specified in the script? I said, girl, that's
that is
the
what
whole
it's all
project.
about. That's what it's all about.
And she's like, wait, when they do this, do you think it'd be okay if I had this playing in the background or like a sound effect every time they say this word? I'm like, girl, you make choices. You make bold choices. I'm so excited, like seeing her excited about it.
That's
I'm
so
like,
fun. That's so fun.
It's so exciting.
No, that's
you know what
that's
else
so
is
good.
really exciting?
What?
That Sigourney Weaver is going to be joining the new Mandalorian and Grogu movie.
Okay, so talk about things that we don't need.
Unexpected. Very
like,
unexpected, right?
And like, okay, Star Wars has a track record of being like, here's something that you definitely didn't ask for, and sometimes it's good.
Like Jack Black and Lizzo, best thing I've seen.
Oh yeah. Oh, I was gonna say Han Solo, but yeah, sure.
Oh.
Solo was good. I liked Solo. It was fun.
I liked Solo too. I didn't expect Solo, but it was fun.
And I didn't want it, but it was fine. It was good. I enjoyed myself.
Yeah, I could rewatch that.
Yeah.
But yeah, so
anyway.
Unexpected. But it's like,
did they say who she's playing or what?
I honestly didn't read that far into it, but it's also they're like talking about how like the queen of sci-fi like is joining Star Wars. But I'm like, also there's a certain point where it's like, so we have so much like crossbreeding is not the right word for this, but it is the word that came to my mind.
Cross-contamination.
Cross-contamination between genres and franchises, and like Marvel and DC like joining together. And like, so I just like, at what point do we like say
enough is enough?
Yeah, like bring in fresh faces. So I don't know. I'll be curious. I do think they probably needed like one more recognizable name, because I mean, hopefully in the movie we see some unmasked Mando, but I mean, presumably Din Djarin's going to be pretty much helmeted the whole movie. People probably want to have some other actor that they can recognize to play off of. But I'll be curious. I'll be curious. I'm very curious for Mandalorian and Grogu, because I'm so satisfied with the TV show and what they do with the TV show. I'm like, this is the movie we're doing. I'm not at all upset about it. I'm also just
same.
I'm curious as to what story is so important that we couldn't tell in the TV show that we had to bring out to be its own feature film.
Sure.
You know?
That's a fair point. And like, I will say, obviously, if you look at our videos, Katie is more the film person than I am. So I divert my questions to you about this, but like, the way I look at it is like, and I think I was taught this in the design aspect, right? But it's like, how do you, like, the way you design something is because there's a reason and intention behind it, right?
Right.
And so like, what could be the reason and intention for making this not a season 4, right? Or season 5 of this? And so like, I don't know, what do you think would be the reason for them to do that? You know what I mean?
Some kind of story tie-in. It has to be something connecting, which is curious, right? Because we already had, I mean, literally, as I say, Mandalorian 2.5, and so like we have Book of Boba Fett, we have Mandalorian, boing, we're together. So like, I honestly, I guess that's why I'm most intrigued by Mandalorian and Grogu, because I'm like,
sure.
Part of me is like, trust them, and part of me is like, it feels like it's a money thing, because so many people are going to see it, because it's like, what is current Star Wars? What is Star Wars right now? It's the Mandalorian. It's Grogu.
Yeah.
That's what the thing is. So part of me is like, they've got to have something else, right? But
Yeah.
also at the end of the day, it is a company and their main goals are profits. So my heart wants to believe that there's some great reason. Maybe we're going to see some tie-in. I mean, I don't even know when this movie is supposed to take place, like in terms of in relation to
Sure.
the series and relation to the, rest of the universe. So I don't know. My honest answer is I'm curious. So hopefully there will be some exciting new universe revealed. Maybe who knows? Maybe we'll see what the Acolyte is and like tying parts of that world or planets into that. Hopefully we'll see some new planets in the next few years. That's my hope. But
so I since we're talking about Star Wars, there's something I actually want to bring up.
yeah.
So if you watched the stream last week,
yeah, baby, spit out my margarita, sir.
Okay, if you watched the stream last week, we okay.
Oh God.
Katie says it was me, and it might have been me who decided we were playing Battlefront 2. And if you're not familiar with Battlefront 2, it's a third-person shooter. And it's like Battlefield, but Star Wars, essentially, right? You can use your vehicles, you can do Katie had the hardest fucking time playing this game, and I couldn't tell you why. I have no fucking clue what happened. And they were angry, and I don't mean like,
so mad.
Oh, I'm so frustrated. No, they were like, I think like they had to go a step away.
I know.
And cool down. And for what?
So embarrassing.
And for what, Katie?
It was so embarrassing. Literally, last week's stream, I was so embarrassed. I was like, oh my God, why is this happening? I think it's because I'm really bad at first-person shooters. So when anything is not completely optimal for me playing them, I'm like...
Is that what your version of Helldivers is, you think? After seeing you struggle in Battlefront 2, I do not think you would do well in Helldivers.
I think I would be horrible at
like,
Helldivers.
At all. And but you know what? On the other hand, seeing you play Battlefront 2, but then seeing how well you play Halo, I mean, much better. I'm like surprised that you can play Halo as well as you do.
So it really, not to make excuses for it, because I was in such a pissy mood and that did not help the situation, but also it was doing a thing where my screen, the mouse wouldn't confine my screen to the one window like it normally does. And Fin chat, we said about this, but it literally, so I was trying to turn my head, but the mouse, when I was loose on accuracy or whatever, my mouse would just immediately go over to the next window. And I was just like, do I have to play this game on hard mode? Because I'm not built for that. It's not going to be good for anybody involved.
That's so funny.
But yeah, so it was very cringy. I did like the lightsaber combat so much more. As soon as we switched over to that, I was like, thank God.
I would love to play that again with you, for a video. But
yes, we should.
Yeah, but I just thought it was
funny.
No,
it was funny. And
it was very entertaining.
It was.
What?
I hope it was entertaining. I'm just oh God, I hope this isn't unwatchable. But
fine.
Anyways, in terms of Star Wars, other thing I wanted to tell you about is last week, Phantom Menace, a re-release from over 20 years ago, came in second at the box office, and The Fall Guy, whose budget was $160 million, brought in fucking nothing. And
see, that's what really fucking sucks. I mean, this ties into the whole conversation about original things aren't doing very well,
Mm-hmm. Oh, well, but here's the thing that you might, I don't know if you know this, but I did not know this, okay? Because I saw the original trailer for Fall Guy, and I was like, it looks okay. I mean, you know me, Louis. It looks like the kind of movie that I would fucking despise. It's just not my cup of tea, so I wasn't going to go see it.
I've seen the trailer, yeah, I know what you're talking about.
But it turns out it is based on a TV show from way back in the day that my dad and Pastor Ruth loved. So I had no idea it was a reboot. No clue. I had no idea. So that was a shock to me. But it's also just they put a lot of money into that movie. And the promotion for this movie has been really great, actually. The promotion has gotten me interested in seeing it. And I just know I wouldn't really like it that much. But even I was like, this movie looks very well produced. So I was honestly kind of sad to see it. It wasn't a flop, right? But getting what 50 million, I don't even know if that's true. Opening weekend and
I'm sure it'll
Phantom
make its money
Menace.
back, but I imagine it's not. It probably isn't gonna make what it wants it to
Yeah.
make. But
Also,
But you
Phantom
know what?
Menace, a
Yeah.
movie I love. Bad movie. Bad
yeah,
movie.
I'm glad you said it because I was thinking about it. And like
One
the
of my
best part,
favorites. Like ever.
best part of that
movie.
whole movie is the duel. Is the duel.
Come on.
Let's be real here. That makes that whole movie like.
I know.
It makes it.
I just rewatched it too last weekend, and I was still considering going to see it in theaters, but
Dude, we've been getting. Have you met Maria? I don't know if you've met Maria.
yeah, White Maria.
Yeah. Yes, actually.
Yeah,
It's just so funny. I never thought.
I
Have
call
you
her
ever
White
met
Maria.
any brown Marias
Yeah, literally so many.
like that we know, both know?
Probably.
Okay. Well, anyway, we watched it with her, and yeah, she was like saying that she really and I think we watched Attack of the Clones.
I was confusing White Maria with White Mia,
Oh.
who I also like.
But we watched Phantom Menace and Attack of the Clones, like not at the same time, but just kind of
Right.
sporadically, because she wants to get into Star Wars, and wanted to start from the beginning, quote unquote. Right? And God, I I'm thinking about like the best part of the Phantom Menace and like
Pod
the
race is
duel.
good.
Really? You okay?
I love the pod race scene. It's so
I
awful.
mean, I had no I just didn't care for I just didn't care.
You can see the pod race in a video that I'm sure is going to come out in a few months that I'm dying to make about film scenes that are just screaming to become rides.
Oh.
Technically, it
interesting
is.
video.
Technically, pod racing is a segment of Star Tours at all the Disney parks that have Star Wars in it.
I had just missed Galaxy's Edge like by a week when I went, which really sucks. But
I just went last year. Louis, oh my God, we should go together when we make it big on this channel and mark it off as a tax write-off. Business expenses.
Well, the Sky Beast Ruben, he's going next year, so I'm thinking about going with him. Gloria isn't super interested in it, but I'm gonna wear her down, or maybe I'll just pay for both of us and just do it.
Oh, that's such a power move. I love doing that. I'll be like, oh, I'll pay for you, so they have to come.
You do be doing that too, and like, because usually I'm like, nah, I don't want to do. And then Katie's like, I'll pay for you. Like, okay, so now all of a sudden I'm seeing this fucking movie I don't want to watch. Anyway,
I do that to Bailey too. I'll send her. I'll like Zelle her or Venmo her money. I'll be like, go see this movie right now. She's like, okay.
I guess I'm seeing this fucking movie.
Such a power move. I love it. I recommend everybody do that.
Like look at you trying to make your friends enjoy things with you and talk about things with you.
I'm a villain in my villain era.
Yeah.
As the children say.
You're a villain in your villain era.
Yeah.
Yes, thank you.
Other things. What else did I have on the docket?
What else did you have on the docket?
I wrote some.
I feel like this. Well, I mean, I just feel like this week. Oh! One thing that I wanted to talk about that was prolific this week was that we got our first look as David Cornswit as Superman.
I reposted that on our Geek Gourmet X account. If you're not following us yet,
I will not be going on X, but I'm glad that you
didn't look at our account.
I don't look at our X account, no.
Well, for our whole 2 followers on X, you saw that I reposted that image. What are your thoughts, Louis? You're the Superman expert on the channel.
I am the Superman expert. As a matter of fact, this week I got complimented on my phone case. So
that's dope. Is that new?
Yeah, I broke my other one.
It
literally in half because I fidgeted with it so bad. And I was at the soccer game because I'm a big Austin FC fan. I probably said that we lost this past week, so I'm not happy about.
Sorry.
That. However, at the last home game, I was like messing with it, and like that's like doing the whole thing, and then it was like glass on the back, right, the case, and I just went, and it just like exploded all over the place. So I had to get a new one, and this is what I got.
What do you eat in an Austin FC game?
What do I eat there?
Yeah.
I mean, they have like wings and pizza. They have, I don't know about wings actually. They have pizza for sure, and they have like nachos, and they have hot dogs, and I mean, your
Wings.
typical stadium food, you know. Maybe when you're here, we can go to a game. There, but we would need to look at tickets like now, so we get like the $40 tickets and not the like,
Okay, heard.
you know,
I got you.
100. Because I'm going this upcoming Saturday, and those tickets were per expensive,
They're steep.
But I love soccer. Soccer's like
Slay.
my second favorite sport, so
And
I'm
what's your
all
first?
about it.
I'm just kidding.
Basketball.
I know.
Basketball. Said this. I'll continue to say it. Anyways, yeah, what do I think about it? I mean, I'm excited. So, okay, there's something that I have to like talk about first, okay?
Okay, tell me.
That I saw on TikTok. And as you know, I don't go on TikTok much. I literally scream this at the top of my lungs now. But on TikTok, I saw somebody be like, so there's all this discourse about how like people are saying, I say people, I do mean like more conservative people, more white straight men, very masculine type wannabe men. And that's not to generalize. I'm not trying to generalize people. It just seemed that way from what I could tell.
Oh no, you can say it. Straight white man.
However,
Say it loud with your chest.
However, they were saying that he was putting on his boot too feminine like.
Putting on his boot too feminine.
You know how in the picture he's putting on
I
his
know,
boot?
I literally have to relook at the photo because I'm like, what
And
the
so
fuck are you talking about?
Apparently people, and not apparently, because I actually did go and like search this up myself. People were like, yeah, he's putting his boot too feminine. And I was like, so what?
Okay, look,
Like,
I'm gonna look at this image
the
right
fuck?
now.
Like, excuse my potty mouth.
How the
but
fuck else are you supposed to put on a boot?
Exactly. I was like, are you fucking kidding me? And also, David Cornsweet's like fucking 6'6". Like, that
He's
dude's
6'6".
I think he is, or it's like 6'4". Either way, the dude's a fucking unit. I would like you, whoever you are, masculine man, who says that Superman is putting on his boot wrong and tell that to his face. I would love to see him rock your shit, because that is the most ludicrous. I'm bringing out my silly willy language here. Fucking thing I've ever read, or one of the most ludicrous things I've ever read.
No, that's ridiculous.
Like,
Also,
how else
like,
are you supposed to put on a boot?
is it because he's sitting down? Because the
Who
whole thing
knows?
of him trying to smush his fucking sweaty dog into a rubber boot, standing up for a promotional image does not make a very good picture. Also, it's a fucking boot. No, that pisses me off, Louis. I did not see that, and that
I
pisses
saw
me
that,
off,
and so like
genuinely.
this guy who like introduced me to the fact that people are saying that. I watched his whole video and it was fucking awesome. He was like, he pulled out his own boots and he's like, "How the fuck else are you supposed to put on a fucking boot?" And he's like mad about it. He's like putting on the boot, but yeah, I was just like, I just don't understand. I don't get it. I mean, but anyway, on the
People
actual
get mad
topic,
about anything these days.
exactly.
So
But on
do
the
I.
actual topic of like how the suit looks, I think it's very interesting. I'm warming up to the S. I
Do you think it looks too like distressed, or
no, it's just like
that it's mustardy color in the middle?
no, it's just reminiscent of like a particular comic book that's I'm blanking on my brain right now. Maybe Red Sun Superman. But anyway, if you are no Superman, you know what I'm talking about, and my brain is just pooping right now. But and I've never like, there's a lot of people who love that S. I'm always a fan of the original, like kind of voluptuous looking curvy S, you know. And this is very straight, which is interesting because I'm usually very like.
It is. It feels more angular out. Yeah, that makes sense.
And I don't know how I feel about it. Angles have always told me villain, you know. But
So
I know,
also-
but it's okay though, because I know that James Gunn has based this movie off of All-Star Superman in a lot of ways, which All-Star Superman is literally about, spoiler alert, about Superman facing his mortality, basically.
Right.
And him like living as a person for the rest of the time that he has to be alive, right? I won't like spoil the end of it or anything, but that's
What do you
the
think
premise
is
of it
happening
is.
in the background of this photo, by the way? Because I was just looking at it to look at how he's doing the boot.
Let me pull it up.
Yeah, and there's this weird, like, obviously, extraterrestrial, extraplanetary kind of lighting thingy that is happening? Do you think that's a living thing or like an effect of I don't know. I'd just be curious if that's something that says something to you, or if that's something I should be thinking about in terms
you're
of
talking about the
what is
like
that?
the little circle in the background,
Yeah, the like
basically.
eyeball-y looking thing. I
Yeah,
don't know
yeah,
what
yeah,
that is,
yeah.
or
Well, oh my god, none of this. There we go. Okay.
if that's just supposed to be like, you'll know about it later, or if that's
I
something that
suppose so.
like
I mean, I would have
looking at
to
the comics,
assume
you'd be
that the
like, oh,
background is like Metropolis, right?
yeah.
And only thing I can think of. Well, I know that.
I mean, it looks like he's gearing up to go fight that or whatever is
I know
causing
Lex
that.
Luthor is in it, so I'm like, okay. I'm like trying to make sure Mr. Terrific is in it, Metamorpho. Okay, yeah. I mean, I guess there's a lot of things it could be. I'm like kind of written about this right now.
I'm just curious because
interesting.
the image looks
Maxwell
amazing.
Lord is in this. Oh, I didn't realize that.
Who is?
Maxwell Lord. He's like another kind of like Lex Luthor-y kind of character.
Okay.
And he's usually like more geared towards Supergirl. So, but anyway.
Superboy with the moon girl.
Yeah, I'm just like, wow, this is interesting. But I don't know what this is because I know that Guy Garner's in it. So so that tells me there will be more things. Because okay, I'm like stumbling on my words here. But so Lex Luthor obviously isn't exactly like a space villain. He's more of a home villain, right?
Right.
Whereas like Brainiac and other villains are more spacey.
He's a
and so
Brainiac.
just knowing that Guy Gardner Green Lantern's going to be there tells me that there's probably going to be a space threat in addition to other things that probably weave a web into a potential Justice League or a Superman sequel situation. Because there's a lot of characters in this, and we all know James Gunn's very good at juggling multiple characters.
Right.
So I'm interested to see how this goes. But just like reading this article really quick, because I knew that Supergirl was in it, I knew that Lex Luthor was in it, and obviously Lois Lane and all the normal players, Jimmy Olsen.
This is a lot of characters though for a new film.
But like I knew Hawk Girl was gonna make an appearance, but like Maxwell Lord is an interesting one to me, and also Metamorpho is another interesting one. So I don't know. We'll see. There's a lot going on here. So,
Well, anyways, poster gives us a lot of speculation, a lot of excitement.
Yeah. Anyway, all that to say, it looks good. I'm excited. The S is not I'm not completely sold on it yet, but I think maybe once I see it in action in a trailer or something, I might like it a little bit more. But we probably won't get a trailer until like next year's Super Bowl or something. So.
Or some whatever is our like November release. I wouldn't be surprised if they put this trailer out like
Isn't
9
it
months in
2026
advance.
for a release? I'm pretty sure.
I thought it was summer 2025, but I could be so wrong.
If I know James Gunn and how he's treating this, you are right. July 11th, 2025. I take that back.
We have to see it together.
Oh, dude, I'm gonna be there. I'm taking off of work. Like nobody talk to me.
I know.
Unless it's about Superman that day.
I would even go to a theater I don't like if that would make your viewing experience better. A non-Regal.
I mean, that's we can negotiate those terms. It's
it's a movie to see in IMAX though, I feel like.
My issue with the IMAX here, because I saw Spider-Man No Way Home in IMAX here, is that it's like the seats were so close. I'd much rather go to like a Regal or an AMC or like a Cinemark where it's like comfortable, you know.
I saw No Way Home in RPX, which is Regal's like bigger screen, but not it's like they're like knockoff IMAX. Not quite. It's not like film. Anyways, it's its own thing. But I only saw it on a rewatch. So I don't know how it would have been like if that was my first experience. Cause I walked in and I was like, fuck, this screen is huge.
No Way Home's my first viewing experience. My like opening night No Way Home experience was really good because people were like cheering and you know it was a fun experience. I like when movies do that, you know.
It was so good.
Anyways, where can people find you on the socials?
They can find me being extremely chaotic on TikTok at RealSimKatie25, and the same on Instagram. I think I'm making my Instagram public soon, guys. So check out for
Oh,
that.
are you? Mine is
Yeah.
not. Well, I mean, the Angry Belly one is now Lou Dog, so I guess.
Yeah, so
Anyway.
we're gonna see. We're gonna be doing it. So a lot of self promo for stand up and for this channel if you want to come check that out. But mostly I'm just gonna be here. That's honestly where you'll see me more than anywhere else. What about you, Louis?
Yeah, I mean, at LouDog956 on TikTok, Instagram,
Dope.
Twitter, but I don't use Twitter really anymore. And yeah, I had also to like mirror Katie's letterbox. I need to update my anime watch list thing, but
Oh yeah.
I should be on there as well. I actually will probably start to link that because I've been getting into
Please.
a lot of. I mean, I watch a lot of anime, but I don't really get to talk about it with anybody anymore. So
Well, also your video you posted about starter animes. That's a great video to watch too.
Yeah.
If you're
you're
waiting
interested-
for the list to come out, you should watch that video. It's great.
Absolutely, but yeah, I'm on my anime list, which is kind of like Letterboxd. You see, like I watched this
Right.
anime, this is my rating, whatever, that sort of thing.
Mhm.
But
Yeah,
yeah,
and hey, all of our Geek Gourmet links are in the bio below. So if you want to check us out on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, all of the awesome things, please do. And hey, come jump in our Discord. Give us a subscribe, a like, a comment if you haven't already. It means a lot to us.
Something that I haven't said on the podcast that I need to say now, and Katie knows about it probably, or maybe not,
what?
because I'm bad at things sometimes.
What?
We have a Geek Gourmet Plus on Buzzsprout.
Oh yes,
So
we
if
do.
if you wanted to support the show and give us $1, I mean, you can literally choose how much you give us a month. And on Discord, you can have access to the Geek Gourmet Plus channel, premium channel.
Both of us
to
respond
where
immediately.
we can talk, and you can talk about the podcast with us and like that sort of thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, nothing crazy. We don't have any extra content out for that yet. But if enough people get in, we may start to put some extra content in there for you to watch and listen to. So
Come hang out with us before we get too big.
yeah, exactly. But as always, remember to get your gourmet geek.
Get your geeks. You're getting so geeked.
Bye.